Hi, welcome. Um, did you have an appointment with me today? Right, okay. So you must be James and John. Great, okay. You prefer Jonathan? Alright, that's fine too. I'll keep that in mind. Actually, let me just get my notebook and write that down. James and Jonathan. Alright, welcome. So when are you guys thinking of having your wedding? Okay. Next year, April. Alright. April's a great month for a wedding. Very good weather, not too hot yet, but warm enough, spring. It's lovely. So April 2014, a year away. Are you excited? Great. Okay. So we have the basics covered. So I want to get to know you as a couple a little bit more. Okay, great. I want to ask you kind of some individual questions about yourselves first, and then I'm going to ask you some questions about you as a couple. So James, do you want to go first? Great. So just tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, what do you do for a living? You own a gym? Wow, that's great. It's your own business? You just started it a couple years ago, but it's really taken off. That's great. So you must have found a good little town. You found your little niche where they didn't really have much like that. Yeah, well, that's the way to do it. Okay. So how about your family? Is any of your family going to be participating in the wedding? Your younger sister? Great, she's going to be one of your attendants? Alright. Alright, great. So Jonathan, how about you? Okay. Great. You're a teacher. Wow. That's great. High school? Oh, good for you. I don't know if I could handle dealing with teenagers every day, but good for you. I'm glad you can really connect with them. Alright. And how about your family? Anyone from your family going to be participating? No? Okay. You want it to be kind of small and private. I understand. No, there's nothing wrong with that. Alright. So now I know a little bit about each of you individually. Now I want to know more about you as a couple. So how did you two meet? In college? Alright. Freshman year, sophomore, freshman year? Okay. How did that happen? Did you just meet, or you met at a party? I imagine that's pretty typical. It's not really your stereotypical romantic way of meeting your significant other, but I would imagine, especially in college, that happens a lot. Okay, great. How long have you been together? 6 years. That's fantastic. Yeah, okay. And how did the proposal happen? Wow, that's really, really sweet. So, I'm gonna write it down in my notes. Let me just make sure I got it all right. You went on a hiking trip? Okay, and you found this beautiful overlook, and you were just admiring the view, and surprise! That's fantastic. That's really beautiful. So, Jonathan, you'd had that ring for weeks, and you just couldn't find the right time? Wow. And it just kind of happened. That's great. It's a really great story. Okay. And how about any special things about the two of you as a couple that you just really want me to know, or you think are really special, anything like that? Okay. So you guys really enjoy outdoor things. You like hiking, boating, skiing in the wintertime, all that stuff. That's great. Sure. So, have you put any thought into a honeymoon? Not for planning reasons, just curious. I imagine you guys will be going to some great exotic location where you can do lots of hiking and all that. Yeah, you're thinking about somewhere in the mountains. That'd be great. Maybe Colorado. You could do some skiing. You don't have to think about that yet. That's really far in the future. But I was just curious. All right, so I have the baseline information about you two individually and as a couple. So now I want to learn more about your wedding. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is just to describe your perfect wedding. Just imagine that money is no object, time is no object. You are just describing your perfect wedding. All right. So you would want it to be outdoor. I can see that. In April, that shouldn't be hard. The only thing you have to worry about is rain. So you do want to have a backup in case you get rained out, because April is a rainy month. Right. Okay. So have you thought about colors for your wedding? Silver. Wow. Silver and charcoal gray. That's very classy. Sounds lovely. All right. How about a location? You did say outdoor. Are there any specific locations that you have in mind? A national park would be great. Yeah, that would be the highest of the high. If you don't really want to go for all that, then we can find a local park, something a little more toned down but still beautiful. Right. I mean, it is your wedding, so if you want to go for the national park, then you go for it. You only get one of these. hmm Okay, well that's something to think on. I'll star it so you can think on it. Okay. What about the size? You did say earlier you want it to be pretty small. Yeah. Small, private. Could you give me a roundabout estimate of the guests? Probably 50-ish. That is pretty small. Pretty small for a wedding. Okay. Um, how about music? Any thoughts on particular types of music that you like? No, just whatever. You like jazz. Great. How about blues? Yeah, it doesn't seem like blues would be all that appropriate for a wedding, but you'd be surprised. There's some great bluesy songs out there that are really good to dance to, really smooth. I love jazz and blues. You know, brass horns, guitars. It's just lovely, really lovely music. Okay. Alright, how about food? Have you put any thought to the kind of food that you want? Okay, so classy but not too fancy. Right. So something traditional but not, you know, traditional but still classy still. You know, wedding food but not super fancy, like uppity kind of food. Yeah, we can work with that for sure. Alright. Music, food. Have you thought about where you would like to have your reception? Okay. So if you're having the wedding outdoor in the park, you think you would like to drive to a venue for the reception? Okay. Maybe a ballroom or something like that? Yeah, that'd be lovely. And do you have any thoughts on decorating? What kind of decorations you'd like? No, just classy, and the silver and the charcoal and the white colors. Sounds lovely. I'm sorry, I know I'm saying lovely a lot, but it really, it fits. It sounds like a very lovely wedding. Okay, well, I have a really good idea of what you guys need, who you are, what kind of stuff I should be looking for you. I think that is all the information I need for this initial visit. Would you like to go ahead and plan a second visit? Sure. Yeah, I have my date book right here. Okay, I do have availability next Friday after 4. How does that sound? Great, okay. I will pencil you in for Friday at 4. If anything changes, you have my number. You can just give me a call and let me know. And I'm really looking forward to working with you guys and helping you plan your perfect wedding. I think this is going to be great. Oh, yes, I have a list of references for you of people that you might want to look into, like a photographer, a caterer, things like that. And of course, most of the planning and arranging the meetings and doing all that kind of stuff will fall to me, but I do want to give you the chance to look over my list and see if anyone really stands out to you. You would like that? Okay. Yeah, it's just a simple column list with a list of photographers that I've used in the past, list of caterers that I've used, decorators, things like that. I have several printouts up at the front desk, so I'll get one for you before you go. Okay. Well, like I said, I'm very excited to work with you guys. Thanks for coming in. It was nice to meet you. Yeah, have a great day. Bye.